Here we are back again, another year of the Shootout. We'll do a little Talkin Tulsa with Emerson Axsom. Let's just start off with how you did tonight. Solid run in your heat race for the Winged Outlaw division. Just kind of take us through your pill draw, where you started, your heat race, and how you got the win.
Yeah, so I think I pill drawed around 150, and so I start fourth, right? And we haven't been very good at all today in any class. So I was pretty nervous, I don't know, you know how it is. Like, I come here every year. I said in an interview earlier, I come here every year with new stuff. So it's tough to get it right. And obviously, I think my dad's probably one of the better guys in here, but it's still like you can't hit it money in 3 sessions. So I was pretty nervous and worried about that. But luckily, I was pretty worried about Shane being on the pole just because obviously he's a race car driver, right? So I started fourth, Shane Stewart's on the pole, and luckily he made a mistake and went to the top, and I was able to sneak around him. And well, actually our stuff wasn't really running right either. So,
yeah, what'd you tell me this morning? You weren't getting full throttle? Easy, big dog.
Got loose. But yeah, so we were only getting like half throttle, and then we got it fixed. But now, like, I was beating it off the chip because we changed the gear because I wasn't getting full throttle, right? So now but I felt really good other than that. And then, so we'll see how that pans out.
So you talk about, you come here and kind of different stuff each and every year. You know, when you got your first win, you were in a D1.
Right.
Now you're on the 10J stuff. Just kind of talk about what it's like changing chassis manufacturers, being with different guys. I know you've been with Huckleberry the last couple of years. Take us through that.
Yeah, so the first year, it was just strictly me, my dad, and my brother-in-law, and like we were racing Jared. Jared ran second to us, and the funny thing is, like, so obviously probably a lot of people that watch this know that Jared used to work at D1. That was Jared's house car. He always makes the joke that he's won like 4 out of the 5 because even the car that I won with was his old car.
Yeah,
but. So we started out with just me, my dad, and my brother-in-law, and then we beat Jared, and he called me like that February after, and I went and ran a 10J out in California just to run it. And then I trashed my personal car at a race in North Carolina. Jared was the first guy to call and say, hey, like, I got you a car. So ever since then, he's kind of like made sure that anytime I run a micro, he's been good to us.
Yep.
And we run good, so like it's hard not to want to keep racing when you run good. You know how it is, right? So luckily, he's been good to us, and we'll see if we can pick up some more.
Yeah. I'm drinking a beer. You're not.
Right.
Do you think people forget that you're not very old? Like, you accomplished so much in your career. I think people forget that you're not that old compared to a lot of guys.
Maybe. I think, like, in here, I seem old.
Yeah.
But, like, if I go to, like, a wing sprint car race, I'm like, everyone's like, oh, he's still, like, young in his career.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But just because in here, I've done some stuff that people might forget that I'm young.
I announced this year you're not with CMR anymore. You're going to start your wing racing program. How did that kind of come about? Who's building your wing team up, and what's that schedule going to look like next year?
Yeah, so CMR and me, we both decided that it was in our best interest to part ways on good terms, and I want to thank them for the opportunity, obviously. But I became really great friends with the Klasmeyers and Tucker and Dale, and Dale always wanted to build a wing sprint car team, and Tucker kind of got out of it a little bit and wanted to slow down.
Yep.
So
start a family.
Right, and so it kind of just the perfect opportunity came up that he still wants to race, and he wants to help out. So Dale Klasmeyer and Scott Petrie, another guy that I used to race for, and wants to race, and he doesn't really care what he races. He just wants to race and help a guy out that he knows.
Yeah.
So they both kind of ponied up and put a team together with my dad and Adam Wallace, and kind of called me and said, whatever you guys need to do, go race and go run 100 times or whatever. And no set schedule. Yeah.
No set schedule?
Right.
Okay.
Just because your first year, you gotta, like in our eyes, you gotta just figure it out. Like you gotta go do what makes sense and just try to figure out how to race.
Yep. So talk a lot about, you know, your dad's gonna be a part of your sprint car program. He's a part of this. You know, he's been a part of your midget stuff in the past. A lot of father-son duos here we see every year inside the Expo. What does it mean to you to get to work with your dad, who was a great driver himself, and now, you know, get to see the success you guys are having together?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just badass that you can. A lot of kids don't get to do that with their dad at such a high level. Yeah. Right. So, I think it's just cool that that me and him can have success at a high level. Yep. I mean, obviously not winning sprint cars yet, hopefully, but you know, my first USAC win came with my dad in my corner, and obviously I became a higher driver with CMR, and you know, that was the first time stepping away, and still had some success. And I don't know, it's cool to have success with someone that I guess wants it just as much as you do in your corner, right? No one wants you to have more success than your own dad. Yeah. So I think that part's pretty cool. One last thing, like, you've had success in this building, you've been on that stage before, but in a couple weeks, what do we need to finally get a Chili Bowl Golden Driller? Yeah, I feel like I said this to my dad. I think this is my best opportunity, right? I'm with Keith Coons and my dad in the Expo, and you know, I'm running for Keith, but a lot of people don't know I'm like in his personal car, right? The 68, that's his car. So I'm excited. I think he's excited. He told me this is the most fun he's had racing in a while. Yep. So I'm excited, and when you got people that are excited around you, usually things go well. So I don't know. I don't think I can put it into words, but hopefully we'll talk in a couple weeks and I'll be able to tell you what it means. We'll see. That's Emerson Axsom.